So a lady just stopped me on the beach and she asked me what I am creating. And I told her I have no idea, that it is a wildflower. Well, I actually said it's a wildflower. And she said, oh, what wildflower? What is a wildflower? Oh, look, I got some paint. And I said, I have no idea. And she went, oh, do you do much art? I was like, no. No, I'm a musician. She's like, oh. And it just got me thinking about the difference between sacred creation and survival. Is it awkward if I leave that here? Should we put some more? Maybe put some here. What's that? Maybe a bit of sun. And the difference between sacred creation and survival, and a bit of a follow-up on yesterday's video where I was talking about, choosing duty over love. And where I'm at in my world is choosing love. And sacred creation is where we detach from outcomes, because the outcomes are linked to our primal safety, right? Our primal security. I am doing this because, and the outcome is external. It's because I will get an exchange of money, or it will give me security, or it will give me validation. To sacred creation, which is we're following the energy. My energy today said, go down to the beach and paint a wildflower. There's no attachment to anything. There's not even attachment to what it is or what it will look like. It just feels good. Really fucking good. And what I'm noticing, the more that I let go to this sacred creation, is that my world is reorganizing itself around me to match that, right? So I become the creative power, I become the creative source, and I create from source energy, which is detached, which is in union with all, and is divine love, and all of a sudden that reflects on the outside. And the reorganization is insane. It's like, we know that everything is a reflection. We hear that, right? But we don't necessarily trust that or understand from a comprehension how, if I let go of all these attachments I have that keep me safe and comfortable, how I'll actually survive. Because that's what your internal system is doing. It's saying, how will I survive? How will I pay that bill? How will I meet that obligation? How will I, just all the hows. And what we're being asked to do is let go of the how and trust that we are held in the loving arms of the universe. So what I notice is things shift and move. So for example, okay, so this is quite vulnerable, but I'm going to share it. This morning I woke up and I opened my inbox, and there was like probably 10 messages in there from various insurance companies that I owe money to. Now, paying insurance was part of my past life, my old identity, the what ifs to stay safe, right? And it's not like I've made a conscious decision not to pay them, but having let go of my coaching business, my finances look a lot different. And I guess the money hasn't necessarily been there when the money has needed to be there, and so they've bounced. And I haven't necessarily known or noticed that they've bounced. I don't know. But I had an awareness this morning. I was like, well, hang on a minute. Your electricity has been paid, and your home land that you rent has been paid, and this over here has been paid, and there's a consistency that it's all insurances. So what's really going on? And what I realized was that when we're in flow, right, when we're in love, when we're in source energy, when we're in alignment to that energy, the energy will flow in that direction. It will lovingly flow. And so my energy, money in form, because everything is energy and it's all the same energy, it's just manifested into different forms, right? So this money has flowed lovingly to the rent, to the electricity, to this, that, and the other. And then there's this like increasingly suspicious stack of insurance bills that haven't been paid. And I realized that they are based in fear. They are not based in love. And that is why, you know, my energy hasn't naturally flowed there, because I can't align there anymore. I can't align with anything that isn't aligned to love, that is based in fear and scarcity, and distrusting my creative power, distrusting my wholeness. So obviously this stack was there, and I made a decision, right, I'm gonna get on the phone and sort those out today. That's gonna be a priority. I'm gonna cut them off. I'm not gonna do that anymore. And that energy flowed there with love, and those things just severed so easily. Arrears just completely disregarded. You know, it was the outcome, I guess, that was by divine will, that when I was not in resistance to, you know, and this is what I'm saying about your external reality shifting. We think that we have to fix and force everything on the outside. Hello? You want to see my painting? It's a little kid in front of me. Oh, hang on, I have a call. Wait there. I'm back. Yeah, the thing is that the Matrix has taught us that we need to fix everything out there, and that we need to be afraid of everything out there as well, whereas everything's our own creation, everything's coming from us. So if we are able to shift in consciousness into a higher frequency of unconditional love, then that is going to reflect out there as well. And why is the sacred creation part of that? It's going against your survival system, right? It is choosing love over duty. It is choosing love over fear. It is learning to trust that yummy feeling. It's like sexual energy, right? Sexual energy is desire. It stirs. It stirs when we are combining effectively love and sex. Because sex then doesn't come from this primal instinctive place. It comes from this place of higher consciousness, from this place of ascended love, because that's what happens. It begins to ascend, and as it begins to ascend, it burns through all your chakras, which is burning through all these limiting beliefs that you have that tell you to be afraid, that you aren't worthy, that you aren't good enough, and bring you back into a place of divine connection, where then you are becoming part of the circuit of love. And what is rising up through you in the moment in sacred creation, there's a purpose to all of it, but we don't need to know what that is. And then it's an exchange, right? Because everything is in flow. Energy is always flowing, unless we become the resistance in the electrical wiring, okay? So when we take the resistance away, we surrender, we create as we are being guided. There's a higher purpose to that. There's a higher purpose to that. And the offshoot is that abundance comes from that. Abundance flows back in, and you will see your life reorganizing itself. You know, my financial situation shifts significantly by not paying these insurances. The situation from, if I'd have being guided from fear or lack, could have looked very different this morning. Thousands of dollars owed in arreared insurances, but they were written off, right? Where in any logic book is that? It isn't. And that's the thing, we've got to get out of the logic book and into our heart spaces and start listening, because everything has a purpose. You have a purpose. It is unfolding from you in every single moment. My video yesterday, that you need to know your purpose. We're told to find our purpose. You are your purpose. You are the purpose. Just being is the purpose in your true, authentic energy. My true, authentic energy today has guided me to make a wildflower. And the thing is that I'm that wildflower. That's me expressed through a painting. You know, what if the whole purpose of today is just to know that energy, to know that truth, and to express more of myself? We don't need to know, we just have to listen. I hope this has been helpful, and if you're looking for practices to help you embody divine trust, allow divine will, regulate your nervous system, use your sexual energy, then tap into my app below, because there is a heap of resources there and I would love to help you.